Hi there. My name is Kiki Bittner, and my husband and I live in the state of Washington. And I wanted to share with you some victories that we have by using the cracking the code. I'd heard about it through a link in social media that sent me to the Lost Horizons website, and I felt like definitely red-pilled. I was like, I knew it. I knew there had to be more to this. And I was right. I, discovered that we had for years been erroneously applying the federal income excise tax to ourselves and to our business. And so as I started educating myself, I received a letter from the IRS saying that this was last year in June, saying that in 2017 of September, we had missed a deposit, a payroll deposit. And which, by the way, we hired accountants for thousands of dollars a year to erroneously claim that we owed a bunch of money that we didn't owe. Anyway, saying that we had missed a filing in September and that we owed $5,000 for this filing. And because of that, all of our reporting for that year for our W-2s and everything else for our business were off. And we owed them a bunch of money. But I had started to educate myself, and so I was like, no. So I sent them a letter letting them know that indeed it was erroneous upon investigation, and that we needed to update all of our filings for that year need to be amended, as it's become known to us that the W-2 and W-3 statements erroneously alleged that wages were paid to persons connected to a trade or business. And then I went on to explain that their W-2s and therefore W-3s are statutorily confined to reports of only statutorily defined wage payments, according to 26 U.S.C. Section 3401A. And I, went through all of that. And I explained that we have no activity connected to a trade or business as defined in the code, and that reports made on behalf of our business showed wages that don't qualify and are therefore erroneous. Any payments made to and by us has never been a result of any federal income tax activity whatsoever. What I'll do is I'll send in all of these letters, minus our sensitive information so that you guys can see exactly what we said in those letters. And basically it was stuff that I had learned from gleaning the Lost Horizons website, and then what I learned in cracking the code, and then investigating the law for myself. I actually went and made sure that that's what it was that said. Don't believe everything. Just go do it yourself and make sure that you know in your heart that it's right. So we sent them that and went and got the correct W-2C, W-3C, 941X, the 1120 forms, all of those stuff, 940. Amended all of those things because we also are small business owners. So not only were the payments being made by our company, we were being treated as employees when we really shouldn't have been doing that. Anyways, long story short, our example is a little more complicated just because we own our own business. But the good news is that we received a letter from them saying, thank you for your reply. Excuse me. Oh, we haven't resolved this matter because we haven't completed all the processing necessary for a complete response. We'll contact you again within 60 days. 4 months later, we got another letter saying the exact same thing. So at that time, I sent them a letter, and I went ahead and made sure that I sent it certified and kept all the receipts and everything, and said, hey, you said that you had reserved this matter because you needed you hadn't completed all the processing necessary for a complete response. You said this many days. It's now been a ridiculous amount of days. It's been this many days. And I reiterated our position and that we had provided them and listed all the information we provided them that was needed. And then we received about a month later a final response from them that said, this letter is to notify you that we have resolved your account and no further action is needed at this time. So we knew that we didn't owe them $5,000 and that they owed us about $15,000. So they basically said, hey, everything's resolved, but they never sent us our money back. So now that's kind of the next step. But this was a major victory winning that one. In addition, during this time, it was last year, we had also filed our first correct income tax returns ourselves and our daughter, who's a teenager. So she only was requesting $45 back, because that's what she had erroneously been taken out of her check by her employer and paid to the government, and she received her refund immediately. We still have not received our refund. We keep getting the same letter saying they're working on it, they're processing it, they're working on it, they're processing it, they need more time. So it's been almost a year since we filed, and now we're filing for this year again. So hopefully we'll get that back. At the same time, our business also sent in corrected forms requesting all the monies that our business had erroneously paid in. Again, we need more time. We need more time. We need more time. So my guess is they're hoping that we'll just get tired and forget about it, or cave, and we're not going to, because we sent in correct forms according to the law. So, but that was a major victory. And then this year, unfortunately, we used QuickBooks, and then so we had hired Intuit to do all the payroll service. So we fired Intuit to stop making erroneous payments on our behalf. And they still sent out a W-2 and W-3 anyways, even though we had fired them months before. So I was super angry. So I had to do the whole thing all over again this year. 941 corrected for every quarter, W-2C, W-3C, all that. But they didn't send in 940s, and they didn't send in a 940 for the year. And then they didn't send in the K1s and 1065. So what we did, which is a whole nother thing, doesn't even apply to us, but the point is, I did send them a letter saying, hey, it's been made known to us that our previous payroll service erroneously sent out 941 deposits on behalf of our company. In addition, even though we canceled our service with them, they still sent out erroneous W-2 and W-3 statements on our behalf. It's our understanding that they did not file a 940 annual return, so we are doing so at this time. This form is correct and complete, and we are sending in corrected W-2C, W-3C forms, as well as 941X for each erroneous quarter. So this was a 940, that annual that we had sent in, and stating that we had zero activity and that we had deposited $842.10, and we were requesting all of that back. And today we got a check for the full amount. Let me cover that up there, but it was for $842.10, which is the exact amount on the form here that we had requested. So that is really exciting. We got an actual check. And our daughter also received her tax return immediately. We still have not received ours. We're still getting the runaround, but these are major victories. So our daughter receiving her tax return immediately, even though it was only $45, that's probably why they just didn't think anything of it, even though the verbiage in her return was the same as the verbiage in ours. We did receive a check for the full amount that we requested from our 941, the FUTA, because they were erroneous based on payroll taxes that were not owed. And we did win the accusation that we had owed them $5,000 for missing a filing. So those are major wins. Thanks to CTC. Get the book. It's real. It works. And we're going to keep fighting to get all the rest of our money back. So I'll keep you updated. Thank you.